The Ohio History Connection is making a connection with Ohio families at home right now. And here to tell us more about the fun activities they have going on for kids and adults as well is Emmy Beach, Assistant Director of PR and Content Marketing for Ohio History Connection. Emmy, it's good to see you digitally for the first time.
This is super fun. We're all experimenting right now, and I'm kind of excited about it.
And I think what's really neat is in your experimentation, you have found some pretty amazing ways to give parents, caregivers faced with a new task of teaching at home some really neat resources. And what are those?
Absolutely. Well, we know how hard it is for parents to be like in this role of teacher right now.
Yeah.
We're realizing how hard our teachers work. And so we wanted to make it easier for parents. So we have assembled tons of resources from videos to worksheets to other, things that incorporate our collections to help people learn history at home. And those are all on our website, free and available for parents and caregivers to take advantage of.
And from your perspective, I can imagine that history is so important to be learning about at this time in history, right?
Absolutely, Cam. When we're listening to news reports, when we're reading information about this pandemic right now, everyone goes back to the history. Where were we 100 years ago? Where were we 50 years ago? And this time specifically really emphasizes how important history is right now and how it's going to be in the future.
It's incredible. And you mentioned you have a lot of resources for kids at home from school, but what do you have for adults that are eager to learn more?
Well, I know myself, I don't just want to be sitting, watching Netflix all day long. Like, I want to be learning and growing.
You overachiever. You're so smart.
Oh, I don't know. I got to keep things, interesting for myself. We're all doing our best. But we have great blog pieces specifically and video content created directly by our curators. You can hear about how we preserve natural history collections in the museum from our curator, Dave Dyer. You can learn about the history of some of Ohio's most famous athletes like Jesse Owens. And then you can also learn about suffrage history. We know that women's rights to vote, many women got that right 100 years ago. So we have a lot of content related to that as well, so we can put that in its historic context.
Awesome. Now, Emmy, what if folks have an idea for a history topic that they themselves want to uncover with their families? Can they share that with you?
That's a really great question, Cam. And yes, they can share it with us. We are, as a lot of people are right now, learning as we go and adding content as we do that. So if there's a topic that interests you or interests your family that you've always had a question about that's related to Ohio history, or even like the history of your neighborhood or your family, we want to know about it. We might make a video. We might create some worksheets for Ohio students to use. We might write a story about it on our website. So we would love to hear from you and everyone else about what they want to learn about. It'll make us better.
Sharing knowledge, sharing history, there's no better time to do it. So what's the first step that people need to take, Emmy? Where can they go online to get their journey started in history?
It's super easy. They just go to ohiohistory.org/learn-at-home, and they can see all our resources right on that landing page. And the great thing is it's organized by grade level and, category. So you can really pick what makes the most sense for you, what makes the most sense for your family, and take some time to dig in. We've got time now, and keep checking back. We add new content always.
Perfect. Well, this went so well. From now on, I never want to see you in person again. I think we should do all of our interviews via virtual reality right now. I can't wait to come back out there. Thank you, Emmy.
I can wear PJs on the bottom.
I could be wearing shorts right now.
Yeah. I don't need to wear dress pants.
Thank you, Emmy.
Thank you, Cam.
As Emmy just said, you can continue your history studies with your kids or without them at ohiohistory.org/learn-at-home.